Chapter 3. The Swamps of Nefarious. The remaining adventurers pressed onward through the putrid and dark swamps, their minds clouded with the dread of what they may encounter. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the sickly sweet scent of death hung heavy in the mire. The towering trees loomed above them, twisting and gnarling in the moonlight, their branches reaching out like the claws of some ancient beast. The group moved cautiously, their weapons always handy, as they searched for any sign of their missing friend. Suddenly they heard a sound, a strange chanting, coming from a nearby clearing. As they approached, they saw a group of fluffies gathered around a makeshift altar, their eyes fixed on a strange, otherworldly figure. "Who are you?" bellowed Sir Albert, stepping right in front of the strange altar. The group of fluffies simultaneously turned around, their fur matted and stained with mud and swamp water. But it was not their appearance that made the adventurers tremble with fear. No, it was the power that they wielded, a power that seemed to defy all reason and comprehension. At the head of the group stood a fluffy who called himself the High Priest of Gerard. He wore a tattered robe adorned with symbols that were both strange and familiar. The fluffy's eyes glowed with an otherworldly light as he spoke, his voice deep and resonant. "We have been waiting for you," he said. "We know why you are here, and we can help you. But first, you must prove yourselves worthy of our aid." Ragnar stepped forward. "We do not like playing any of your games," he growled. "The only thing we seek is our friend. What do you want?" The High Priest of Gerard smiled, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. "Ah, but you see, your little boy Cornelius is under our protection now. He has seen the light of Gerard's wisdom already, and he has joined our cause." Nosline took the floor, her eyes flashing with anger. "What do you mean, joined your cause?" she demanded. The High Priest of Gerard raised his staff, and suddenly the air was filled with a strange, humming energy. The adventurers could feel the power pulsing through their bodies, filling them with a strange euphoria. "We offer you a choice," said the priest. "You can join us too, and together we will serve Gerard and bring about a new era of enlightenment. Or you can refuse and face the consequences." Captain Jupiter snorted, her tentacle-like appendages twitching with impatience. "We don't have time for this," she said. "We'll take our chances without your help." Sir Hector stepped forward, his sword drawn. "We will not bow to your false god," he said. "Now tell us where Sir Cornelius is, or face our wrath." The strange fluffy smiled again, and this time the adventurers could see the madness glinting in his eyes. "Very well," he said. "That is your choice." The face of the priest changing its expression into a friendly and kind smirk. "No need for wasting tasty blood," he laughed. "Come on, friends, I think we can show you the way." One of his teeth blinking, hidden by a stray ray of daylight. The adventurers hesitated, unsure whether to trust this strange group of fluffies, but they knew they had no other choice. They needed to find Sir Cornelius, and quickly. As they followed the cultists deeper into the swamp, Nosline more and more became aware of a strange power emanating from the High Priest and his followers. It was a strange energy that defied everything she knew. It seemed to warp the very fabric of reality. While traveling together with their doubtful new companions, the night started squeezing the last dim of light out of the swamps. Finally, it became impossible to even see the ground right in front of one, and so they decided to set up a camp for the night. Shortly after, Ragnar tossed and turned in his sleep, his dreams taking him back to the swamps of Nefarious, where he had once fought as a mercenary. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the ground was slick with mud and blood. The screams of the dying echoed through the mist, punctuated by the moans of the undead. He remembered the feeling of thunder and storm in his hands, the way they had sung as he swung them, cutting through flesh and bone alike. He remembered the rush of battle, the heat of adrenaline, and the thrill of victory. But most of all, he remembered the guilt that gnawed at him, the knowledge that he had taken lives for the sake of money and power. As he stumbled through the swamp, he caught sight of his old companions, Hector, Jupiter, Valbert, and Cornelius, all fighting alongside him, their faces twisted in rage and pain. But as he drew closer, their faces twisted and contorted, revealing the hideous visages of undead abominations. Ragnar tried to run, but his feet sank deep into the mud, dragging him down. The undead closed in on him, their cold fingers reaching out to grasp him, their rotting jaws gaping hungrily. He struggled, but it was no use. The last thing he saw before he woke up was the gleam of Sir Cornelius's golden swords, stained red with blood. He sat up, drenched in sweat, his heart pounding in his chest. He knew that he could never truly escape his past, no matter how hard he tried, but he also wasn't sure if this really was his past. But the memories of his dream flooded his mind. As his mind was getting clearer, he noticed the cultists gone with no sign that they had ever been there. The sun was slowly rising above our heroes' camp, offering them a clear path through the smoke and fog, laying on the waters of the swamp, cutting them in half, revealing a majestic building in the not too far away distance. Not angry about this turning, the 5 adventurers moved on, looking forward to freeing their friend. Shortly after, the very land seemed to writhe and twist under their feet, and they felt as though they were being watched by eyes that saw all and knew all. The Fluffies who worshipped Gerard were but mere pawns in a greater game, and the artifact they sought was but a mere trinket compared to the cosmic forces that lay beneath the surface. The group realized that their journey was not one of pure adventure, but of greater significance. The very fate of the world was at stake, and they were but mere mortals in the face of the ancient and malevolent beings that lurked in the shadows, playing a game far greater than they could think of, and the repercussions of their actions would ripple through the fabric of reality itself. The swamps of Nefarious were a place of terror and darkness, and the adventurers pressed on, knowing that they were entering a realm beyond the comprehension of mortal minds, and they knew that the true test of their courage and their sanity was yet to come.